Ooh, I like that. Actively monitors your generator and alerts its status on your mobile device anywhere in the world. Because that was a problem before. You didn't know if it was working or not working unless somebody called you. So now we can do it on the phone. I like it. So this is a it's going to do this whole house. It's supposed to be, and I don't see that, it's supposed to be 16,000 kilowatts, which the electrician says should be more than enough, so hopefully he's right on that. And it's an automatic transfer, so what happens is when the power goes out, it switches, yep, it is 16. When the power goes out, it just switches the whole house. So you don't have to have individual circuits done. The whole house gets switched to the same time. So, and you're not going to use everything all at the same time. So, hey, we're making progress. Generators here, propane tanks here. Electrician's supposed to come on Thursday, and then we'll put the generator right around in this area someplace. He'll hook it up, and hopefully he comes. And then we have power to the house. Well, you know, regular power. We have power, but we'll have power on the inside. Well, besides doing the getting the generator today, I moved a lot of dirt, evened things out here and there, filled in. I didn't do too much in here because I still got to bury this tank. Generator's got to go in here someplace. But what we did do is we built this little sort of roof over the entranceway to the coffee roasting section. So that got done today. It's got a little cleanup to do, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so whatever. And then that's going to get all flattened out over there. Tomorrow we're going to end up doing, I think, inside stuff like electricity. Oh, this one, because this is sort of open to the outside, I didn't put it exactly at the same level. So that way, any water gets in, it's got a place to drain. See, there's a space right there. Because these sides are going to be all open to the outside. It's just a little weather protection. But tomorrow we'll go back in here, and I think we'll finish off the rough wiring. We'll get that all done. So that'll be finished, and then I think tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday's supposed to be good again. So we'll be back at it. I'm not sure what. Maybe outside. We've got another door to do outside. There's still lots of pieces and parts, and supposedly Thursday, the electrician's coming. I started doing this, but that didn't get very far. That'll have to wait for another day. This is a protective wrap that you put around the windows to really seal them in from water. And I mean, this stuff sticks. So there's a technique to it. You do the bottom, then the two sides, and then the top, so that any water would drain off those pieces, not into another, even though it's super sticky. So all of the windows have to be done, but we'll get to that. It's one of those not fun jobs, but got to be done jobs. We got Christmas and Halloween. So a lot of people have asked me over the years how you do wiring in one of these SIP houses with the phone. And the panels that I used to buy from people before had no wiring chase in it, like this one. So as long as you don't mess up, the chase runs all the way along through here. And this is just a wire snake. And you can run that through, you connect your wire, and then you put your outlets as need be. I'll show you some that are already done. So that one's already done in there. I'm actually almost done all of them. And what you do is you come down from an interior wall and then just jump across. You know, this one comes in from the living room wall, and this one comes across from the bedroom wall. So before we had that, I used to make a couple ways. Was like a fake box baseboard, or you use an ultra low profile box and then use just a little bit fatter baseboard, and that worked too. But this works and looks more conventional and everything else. So this company puts in that wiring chase, and if you've seen these videos, you know that the chase was burnt right into the foam. So it works pretty slick. It's not super easy, as you can see. You got to use the snake to get through it, because the wire, even if you tape the end, still gets snagged on pieces of this and that. So you just put the snake, tie the wire, pull it through, go to the next one. It's not all that hard. If you're not familiar with how the snake works, what it does is when you get the snake through, then you just tape the piece you want to go through and then start pulling it through. Well, there's the generator, and I made this box which I'll put stone in, and that will sit on top of the stone and get connected into the house. Hopefully the electrician's going to come tomorrow, so if that happens, then we'll have power in the house, and that right there in where everything is now, a lot of that will get disconnected, and then the permanent service just gets mounted to the wall. I ordered the metal roof for the little sheds, and that's those are pretty much done. I wanted a overhang so when I bring in coffee and stuff, it's, you know, under something, and it's also I like to have it so that when you walk in, if it's pouring, you're not getting soaked. We did another one over here. I don't know how that one's going to work out because of the low pitch of the roof, but we'll see. All depends on how much snow and the weather and all that kind of stuff. But we're coming along pretty good. This one just has a storm door because this is sort of like a pre-mud room. It has a grate in the floor to knock off your feet. I think I showed you that. I've still got to put the rest of the paper on around the windows. That's a fun job. That could be tomorrow. Plenty to do. I'm just hoping the electrician comes tomorrow, gets this hooked up, then that's in. One more step done. Well, we're making more progress. This right here is the automatic transfer switch for the generator out there. So, of course, nothing in here yet, but there's the service panel. And so what happens in this one is that the power comes from outside, goes into the Generac panel, and then goes to the service panel. When the power kicks off, it senses it and switches, you know, it's a couple seconds or so, and automatically turns on the generator outside, and it'll do pretty much everything in the whole house. So if you wanted the water pump or the heat or refrigerator, freezers, anything that's in this house, because this Generac is a 200 amp automatic transfer switch. So I'm looking forward to that, because power goes out, pretty much anywhere you go in the house, everything's working. That clump of lines is all the lines that I'll have to connect, but I can't connect those until after the sheetrock's done and then the painting's done, because it's just easier not to have to deal with the outlets and everything else, just to be able to run over the wall. And sheetrocking is supposed to happen, I believe, maybe next Friday. We'll see. But we're making progress. Supposedly, fingers crossed, the well guy's coming to drop the pump in the well and do his part tomorrow on Saturday. That would be wonderful. Then I can tie the electric to the pump. We'll have water. We're still moving along good. I took an hour the other day and just enlarged the little pond a little bit more, and seeing if there was it was going to rise or whatever. And I mean, so far it's I don't know, we'll see. That little mound right there I'm using as the guide to see if the water is going to be coming up. If it does, then I'll reach in, dig it deeper. That far end is probably maybe 8 feet deep, and a few other places. But I'll get a little closer to the edges and dig it out if it's going to come up, and then expand it probably a little bit bigger than this, just for watering stuff and ice skating with the kids in the winter. Not a massive pond, but it'll serve its purpose if it stays with water.